Color Kids, this is Katie Carty Hiley from RainbowBrite.net. Welcome back to the Rainbow Land Museum. I've got one product review to do today that's going to be a quickie, and then I'm going to do a history lesson for you guys, and it will become apparent very quickly why I want to do this, because I recently added a couple of items to my collection that I did not think existed. Yay for more mysteries being solved. But because of that, I want to show you why they're so interesting and valuable, etc. And to do that, I need to show you the context in which they were produced in. So first of all, product review. Now two things recently came out, and I'll show you the thing I've already reviewed. So Starlight Itty Bitty, if you did not know, this is a thing, and he's now available in many stores. Love him to death, but I was able to get him early, I guess a month or two ago, so I've already done a review of him. If you haven't seen it, just go back in the history of my YouTube channel and you can check that out. But you should totally get him if you can. He's $6.95 like the rest of the itty bitties, and he's so cute. But the new thing that we had not seen yet, at least in person, is this. This is a Rainbow Brite pouch purse. And it is adorable. It's like they took the head from the jumbo back here and made a purse out of it. So it's flat, you know, like a purse. But it's got this great zipper and a handle here at the top. So you just unzip it. It's got a great interior that you can fit all manner of things in. The back, it has this long tag on it that mostly talks about what the contents are, or like what materials it's made of. It also does have the manufacturing information, like made in China, but the rest of it not that interesting. So if you're gonna actually use the purse, I'd probably just cut that off. And then it's got a regular Hallmark tag on the back, and that says it was produced in August, which is also what this tag says. But I'm probably going to get a couple, one to just keep in the, in the collection with all the tags attached, and then another one that I can actually use, and I'll cut this thing off because that's just going to be annoying, I think, after a while. But I think this is a great thing for cosplayers, especially. I don't know about you guys. Whenever I'm cosplaying, it's really hard to find a purse that will fit all of my stuff in. I'm having to like have my husband stick all of my stuff down in his, in his pockets because, girls' costumes or pants even, our pockets are tiny. Things don't fit in them. But this is big enough. It's like 8 inches across and about 6.5 inches tall to fit like modern smartphones in, etc. So there's not going to be like a lack of space in this thing. And little kids are going to think this is adorable because, and again, it's got this strap that you can carry it around by and could go around your wrist. Make sure, it fits around an adult hand. But yeah, they can stick all their favorite little toys in it or some itty bitties in it. I don't know. All the things. So this is super cute, and it is $12.95 and is also showing up in Hallmark stores now. So if your store does not have it yet, it will soon. Neither of these items are available on Hallmark.com to purchase yet, but again, they will be soon. So just be patient. They will be there before you know it. So let me set her there. I'm not quite sure what order to go about this because there's so much to talk about, but I'm gonna try to condense this and make it make sense. So how about this? What this basically is, I'm going to do a history of the 2003-2004 Toy Play dolls 12 inches and below. So none of the big 18-inch dolls are going to be in this. None of the other accessories. This is just the dolls 12 inch and below, and mostly just Rainbow Brite and Twink. I'm not really going to concentrate on the Color Kids, etc., because there's not much else to say about them. Or if there is, I'll do another video sometime. So how about I start bigger and go smaller, because the thing I want to show you that's new and awesome is on the smaller side. So, okay. This is a 2003-2004 Toy Play Rainbow Brite doll. She was sold individually in a box like this from Hot Topic, and then she was also sold in a box like this that comes with Twink from Toys R Us. And there may be other stores that I'm forgetting that also have these dolls, but as far as I can remember, it was just Hot Topic and Toys R Us. And Toys R Us had much larger selection, but there were just a few items that only showed up at Hot Topic. I love this doll because it has the same exact head mold as the 80s Rainbow Brite doll. So her face is beautiful. They did change her hair color. It's more yellowy blonde instead of the orange, but they did a good job on her outfit. She's posable, at least a little bit. She's got wires in her arms and legs, so you can pose her a bit. And she comes with her buddy, Twink. There's not much to say about him yet. But yeah, so this was for all 4 characters that they released: Rainbow, Red, Canary, and Patty. And they all came with their sprites. The only 2 that were released in a single box, like the first one I showed you, were Rainbow Brite herself and Patty O'Green. Those 2 were released without sprites at Hot Topic, but the other 2 were only at Toys R Us, and they came with their sprites. So next in size is probably this girl. And this is a hard plastic, but yet posable, yes, figure doll. I'm not quite sure what you want to call her, but yeah, she is all hard plastic, and then with her fabric outfit, but her boots are also plastic. You can see them down there. And again, these come with sprites. Now, these sprites are plastic, and if you squeeze them, they light up. I don't believe any of mine work anymore because they've been in boxes for over 10 years. So I'm sure their batteries have died by now, but there's like a little thing on their butt that I think you can actually twist and remove so you can replace the batteries in those. But I always thought that was kind of weird that they lit up at all, so I wasn't really worried about batteries and making them work. Other cool thing about this, well, let me first show you the picture of the other ones. That's how they're posable. You can just pose their arms a little bit, maybe their legs, yeah, slightly. So not super posable, but still posable and cute. And she's about 8 inches, 8 inches tall. The other cool thing about these is they came with a DVD. So right here, free DVD, one of the original TV episodes. Now they all came with the exact same episode, which was Star Sprinkled, which if you're gonna pick a Rainbow Brite episode to start people out with who may not have seen it in 15 years, or people who have never seen it, Star Sprinkled is not the one I would have started with. It's a fine episode, definitely not my favorite. That's the one with Plock and the seed. Anyway, but at least it came with one episode. That is the only, other than the Star Stealer DVD that was available for a short time, this is the only American DVD that was released that had a Rainbow Brite episode on it, officially. So that part's cool. Also of note, there's 2 things to note here, but first I'll just show you the background. Whoops, it would help if I turned her around. There were 2 different backgrounds for these dolls. Like this one has the like blue sky behind her, and this one has Rainbow Land behind her. And I've never found a rhyme or reason as to why some have one, some have the other. It's not character by character. Like there are Rainbow Brites that have this background, and there are Patty O'Greens that have this background. So I don't know. And for a time I was contemplating collecting one of each, but I guess I just lost interest. I don't know. I never actually did. Maybe one day I'll care again, but so far I don't really. So I have a mixture of both. But what I wanted to show you with this girl, this one came from Canada. And the way you can tell that it came from Canada is it says, no, I'm holding up the wrong one. I apologize. Rainbow Brite was not from Canada. Patty O'Green, this one is from Canada. You can tell because it says free interactive CD-ROM. So it's not an episode. What's on here is basically a scaled down version of the Nick Jr. website that was available online around that time. That's what rainbowbrite.com was. And there were games you could play. It was an interactive flash site, which I have a few files from, but not many because I accidentally didn't save the entire site. And I'm still mad about that, but whatever. At least we have some of it from this, the contents of this DVD. No, CD-ROM, yeah. Which I think is available online on rainbowbrite.co. I think Renee has uploaded that. If not, I'll get in touch with her and see if she wants to. I know she has a copy of it because she sent it to me, because I didn't want to open the box to get at the contents, but I wanted a copy of the CD. So anyway, yeah, because again, I don't think it actually says Canada on here anywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, this one does. This was imported by Walmart Canada. I've never paid attention to that. Interesting. So, okay, in Canada, some of these were sold in Walmart, apparently. And this was in Ontario. Very interesting. So, yeah. Oh, and I just realized there's some French down here. So, yeah. If it's got text in French, like this, Canada. Because they didn't sell these in France or anywhere in Europe. This was just the US and Canada. So there's those guys who are also cool. Then probably, yeah, this will be the next largest in size, this Rainbow Brite and Twink. And she is also posable. It says that right here. Sorry, I'm on the wrong side. But she's a bit smaller, and she has a plush body, but she still has the hard plastic head. So her head's about the same, but she's a bit smaller, I'd say, than the ones we were just looking at. But she has a plush body with the wires and the arms and the legs, like the larger plush. And then there were only two ways to get Starlight from this line. There was this set that has him with Rainbow and Twink, and then you could buy him by himself in an open box that did not have plastic over it, and I've got one of him in my collection as well. But it's the exact same Starlight, no matter which box you got it out of. But now we're going to get into the sprites. And I'm going to skip around a little bit. You'll understand why in a moment. So this Twink, I'm really sorry that it's hard to see because I don't have him loose. I don't have any of these loose, come to think of it. Not even Starlight. They're all in boxes. And I'm not going to open them. You understand, collectors out there, you understand why I'm not going to open these guys. But I do want to get loose versions eventually, just to do educational things like this. It's easier when you can hold an actual doll up beside another doll, instead of looking through the plastic to get an idea of what they look like. But this Twink is also unique. And this is the only set, as far as I know, that he came in. Now he looks just like, I didn't pull the actual Twink out, but he looks just like the clip-on sprites that were also sold. Pretty sure these were in Toys R Us and Hot Topic. Or maybe that was just the bigger ones that were in Hot Topic. These may have only been in Toys R Us. So if I hold them up beside each other, I'm going off the screen. I have a new camera and I'm trying to get used to it. I apologize. You would think they're the same size, just judging from what you can see. But I was looking at them really closely the other day, and the one in the box is actually bigger. His legs, are a bit longer, his arms are a bit bigger and longer, his face is a little bit bigger, maybe even the stars on his head. And as far as I can tell, like, I can't really see the back of his head, and it's covered up by Rainbow's hair, but I do not believe he has the clip like these clip-on sprites do. So that again makes him unique and more rare. So as far as dolls from this line go, if you're going for the rare ones, that would be one of them. Actually, all of these in this set, because I would even say Starlight is more rare than a lot of the other dolls from this era. So that's the unique Twink. And while I'm talking about sprites, yeah, so there are these clip-on guys, released, like I said, in Toys R Us. And I just had this pulled up. I wanted to remind myself how many they made. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them. Yeah, Champ, Twink, Spark Lucky, Romeo, and IQ. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they made the same, is that right? Yeah. Same ones of the slightly larger ones, which I will also show you in a moment. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, but yeah, they're all clip-ons. They have this little thing on their head, which it's just a little ribbon loop, so you could cut that off if you really wanted, but why would you want to? You can clip them to stuff. But they're cute. They've got tags that actually say, you know, clip-on sprite, and this one has the double tag. Some of these dolls do, some don't. Some just have the Toy Play tag, and then others have this Nick Jr. tag that kind of talks about going to the website where you could find out more information. And they've got the long tags. That will become important in a moment. And I don't know if they sold all of these guys in Canada, but we're about to find out. They got some stuff in Canada that we didn't get here, so neither one of us can really be mad. So let's go smaller. There's a reason, and then I'll go back to the medium. Another clip-on was Rainbow herself. So she is more like the posable one in the box here with Starlight and Twink. As far as how she looks, she's got the plastic head and the plush body, but she's a good bit smaller, as I think you can tell. And not posable. There's no wires in here. She's just plush. And she does not have a bodysuit underneath. She's got blue here on the top, but her dress is not removable. It's just stitched onto her back there. So you can't actually take that off. Whereas I think this one might be. Yes, her dress is removable. FYI. So that's the only other clip on. It was just Rainbow Brite and those 6 sprites. And then there was also, to go a little bit smaller, whoops, there was this set that came in a box together, and this is hard plastic figurine of Rainbow Brite and Starlight. But yeah, they came in a box together, and I don't think I actually have them boxed. I think I only have them loose. So one of these days, that's another thing I probably need to get my hands on, but haven't done it yet. But she's not posable. Her arms and legs are just, you know, they're not posable. They don't move. It's all hard plastic. But she's still cute, and she stands up really well, so she's just a cute little figurine to stand there. And this is a really well done Starlight, I think. We've got a few different ones of him over the years, and I like his size. Not that she can ride him, because she can't move her legs. She can stand on him all day long. But yeah, there's that set. And I actually have 2 rainbows, because one is kind of a variant of sorts. She just doesn't have... Wait, which one? This one does not have a star on her cheek. I don't know why, but this one does, and that one doesn't. I don't know if I bought her for that reason, or if I just happened to come across her and was like, oh, I'll hang on to her too, because she's unique. But that's the only difference. Yes, and these actually do have undies on, just to point out, and their dresses do come off. So they have... Oh, do they have a bodysuit? It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think they do. Nope. No bodysuit, just the dress and the undies, but removable dress. So that brings us to the medium-sized sprites and something else. Well, one of those is unique, and then something else we did not know was actually produced. So medium-sized sprite, this guy is a medium-sized, I guess you could say, you know, compared to this, which is the clip-on, and then they also made the big, like, 12-inch that looked a lot like the vintage Sprite dolls we got as kids. But he, again, was sold in, pretty sure, Hot Topic and Toys R Us. I keep wanting to say Toy Play, because that's the company that made it. It's like, meh, Toys R Us. But I also have another one that was sold at Hot Topic. You can tell by the tag. There you go. And I feel like she might be one of the more rare sprites of this size. She and Champ, so she and the blue one. I think they didn't make quite as many, or maybe these were only available in Hot Topic. Maybe they weren't in Toys R Us. I can't quite remember. It's been over a decade, you guys. You gotta give me a break. But they did. It made 6 of these, the same characters that they made the clip-on sprites of. But that's all we thought they produced, was this type of this doll. He's just plush. He's not, you know, it's like he squeaks or has anything special necessarily about him. He's just a plush. He's got the same long tag as the rest of these products do. And again, I got him in America because that's where I live. But, okay. This guy looks the same, doesn't he? Here, I'll hold them up beside each other. Looks practically the same. He's actually slightly bigger, I think. He's slightly taller. his feet are more narrow for sure, but pretty much the same size. Like if you just saw these from a distance or saw them on eBay, you probably would think, oh, it's just the same doll. What's different is that this one is a beanie, and I'll like make the noise into the microphone so you can hear. There's like plastic pellets in his butt to make him sit up, and you can also tell that he has a bigger bottom than the non-beanie. Now I have this beanie because Hallmark sent it to me. It was really sweet. Back in, I guess it was 2003, they sent me a box with some of the new product that was coming out from Toy Play. And this was a sample, is what I was told. It doesn't say sample on his tag or anything, but he does not have a hand tag like this guy, so he was not like sold. And we've never come across another one until now. So he's still special to me. He is an American sample because he wasn't sold in America. But you guys, this is so cool. I just found a beanie twink from Canada with hand tag. Both of them actually. And this was just owned by someone who had some toys. This is not like an employee of Hallmark or a toy store or anything special. And to make it even cooler, a beanie Rainbow Brite. Now, both of these were photographed, or prototyped, photographed, advertised. They were advertised on the back of the Color Castle playset box. But, again, we thought they were never produced. That's always been our assumption because we've never come across them other than my sample twink. But, okay, let me tell you just quickly how I saw her. I just happenstance came across a picture of her online, which drew me to the page where the person was selling her, and I was like, what is that? She has a fabric face, and I knew that none of mine had fabric faces. They're all hard plastic. So, because it had been so long since I saw the picture of the beanie rainbow, I honestly had forgotten that she had a fabric face. So at first I was just like, what the? I have to have that because it's different. So I went ahead and, contacted the seller, and we were arranging her selling her to me. But at the same time, she sent me a picture of this guy and said, hey, I've also got this. Are you interested in him as well? And at first I was thinking, well, I've already got one of those. Do I really need another? But I went up and looked at mine just to see if there were any differences. And the tags are very different. This one says Sprite. This one does not. This one is smaller. This one is bigger. And this one has double tags. And this one does not. So I said yes, I would like to buy him as well, just because the tag was different. And he was from Canada, so you know me, I like variants. So I just said, sure, I'll take them both. And then when I got him in hand, I mean, it was pretty apparent immediately because they're heavier and you can feel the beans. I was like, oh my god, this is a beanie twink. They actually made him? So yeah, I was probably squealing louder than that, but I was just amazed that they actually produced and sold both of these characters, both of these figures, whatever, over a decade ago, and we're just now finding out about it. That's crazy! And it's not like there aren't Canadian Rainbow Brite fans. There are a lot of them. I'm friends with several of them through the forums and the email list back in the early 2000s, and then now on social media and so forth. And I've never heard of any of them owning either of these dolls. So it could be that they are rare. If any of you have these, please tell me. I'm curious how many there are out there. I mean, surely there's more than just these because they have the hand tags. They were sold in stores, and there was no I asked her where she got them, and it was just, oh yeah, some toy store, years ago. She didn't have any great memory of it being given to her by somebody who worked in the toy industry or anything like that. So clearly these were made and sold pretty widely in Canada, but not in the US. So that's awesome. Okay, and another thing that's different about him compared to my beanie is the tag. So my sample has this long, just single, whatever you want to call that, yeah. Anyway, long tag. This one has a loop tag, as you can see, And it's basically the same, except this one has a year on it. This one actually says 2004, whereas my sample does not have a year on his tag at all. And this one has a product number, which mine does not have. It's PA10120 and then HK in parentheses. I doubted my terminology for a second, which I guess means Hallmark. But isn't that cool? Maybe I'm the only one that's really excited about this, but I think it's amazing. Like that, again, over a decade has gone by since these guys were made and sold, and we had no idea that they existed. We just thought they were in the advertisement, and then they never got made. Who knew? And what's cool about her too, other than the fabric face, she also has a bodysuit underneath, and she also has that loop tag that also says 2004. So I think these came out later than everything else in Canada. So maybe that's one reason not as many people have them, is everybody thought they already had gotten everything, so they stopped looking. I don't know. And her dress is removable, like the larger Rainbow Brites. Well, and the smaller, because this one's removable too. So some have removable dresses, some don't, but she does, and she has a bodysuit underneath hers. And usually I don't like flat-faced dolls, but she's not completely flat. Like, her eyes are actually indented a little bit. The only thing I don't really like about her head is this stitch that goes all the way around her face. Yeah, that just, I don't know, that looks a little weird to me. It's not hugely noticeable from the front, but I would have moved that somewhere else if possible if it were me making the doll. But I didn't make the doll, and I think they did a good job on the paint, because this is just like, or not paint, but screen print or whatever that was that they did to get that on there. Whatever, it looks good. It looks good. And I like the dress. It's like the others where the belt's actually stitched on. That was a good thing about the 2003, 2004 dolls, is their belts were stitched on so they didn't get lost. They weren't just glued on like the 80s dolls. So that's really, I think, everything. Because, I showed you everything else. So I just wanted to let everyone know that these exist. So if you are a completist like myself, and you thought you had all the 2004 dolls, you might not. So check eBay Canada or whatever other selling sites there are in Canada. Check with your Canadian friends and family. See if they can find these for you, because they're super cute. And I'm glad to know that they actually were made and produced, and I'm super happy to add them to my collection. So I have a lot of other merch haul stuff that I need to do soon, and I promise I will get to that as soon as I can. And I'm going to be doing a tutorial video soon. I'm not going to tell you what on. It'll be a surprise. But that's coming soon as well. But that's it for today, because again, I ran way over time. I apologize, but I hope you found that interesting and informative. And if you have any questions, please, again, always feel free to ask me. I'm happy to respond. And thanks to everyone who's been encouraging me along the way with my videos and just saying, good job, etc. I really appreciate all of you. So, have a rainbow day. Talk to you next time. Bye.